back to talk a little bit more about the proposal for the school year calendar. After our last conversation, I'm just going to bring up a summary of what we did. At the last board meeting, we discussed the proposed calendar one with the school year ending June 9th. From the discussion at our last board meeting, Mr. Kierkegaard and myself, we went back and worked with the calendar committee, and what we did is establish a second calendar to bring back to the school board. The changes are outlined here with October having that professional day on the 16th, that will be no additional staff day off. The February professional day was moved from the 12th to the 15th, so instead of 2 non-student days, there is just 1 now. And then March spring break, one of the accommodations would be that rather than the full week and then the day after Easter, it would just be 1 full week for spring break. And with those changes, we were able to put out a second calendar for the staff to give their thoughts and input on as far as which calendar would best meet the needs of our students. And so that's what we have here, just a quick summary. With the changes in October, March, and then around spring break at the end of March. So you'll see that the last day is the 4th of June. This would allow for 2 professional days that following week for teachers, and we've slotted in potential snow day makeups if we were to need them, as far as teacher professional days, if we ended up using other days during the school year based on the snow. We then sent this out to the staff, and all staff got an email asking them to weigh in and look at both the calendars based on their feedback, and we checked it right up until this morning, and so we had 395 staff respond to the survey, and 57% of the staff who responded felt that the calendar 2, which is the one ending June 4th, would best meet the needs of students. In addition, I did ask if it was one or the other, but I also asked if they felt like, from their perspective, if both calendars met the needs of our students. And so we had 14% who fell in that category that felt both calendars would meet the needs of our students.
Why on I'm sorry, can you go back to the slides? Why don't we have January and February listed? Am I missing them somewhere?
This is just a snip. It should be attached in the board docs.
So it's on the other handout, is what you're saying? Okay.
January continues to keep Martin Luther King Day off, but only has 1 day instead of 2. And February has, Jen said, February does not have 2 days off, it just has 1 day off, and for kids, but no for teachers.
Got it. So I guess one point, since I'm the one who made such a stink the last time, when we look at this for the future, I guess I would just encourage that we have, if we're gonna actually have a real calendar committee, I'd like to see a parent from each level at least invited to. If parents don't want to, that's their business, but I would like to see an elementary parent, a middle school and a high school parent at least invited, or invite a couple and see if someone can make it. And then I really like the idea that you surveyed. Obviously 57% of our staff prefer getting out a little sooner and not having graduation quite so late. So I'd like to see that continue, that staff are at least surveyed, potentially even before you bring it to the board. I mean, that speaks a lot more volume to me to tell me that 57% of all staff like what I'm presenting to you, as opposed to, hey, here's a calendar and this is what we think is great. So that's what I would encourage you to do in the future.
Is this calendar, the second option of ending on June 4th, similar to what the 1920 school year calendar is that we approved?
There are some differences. The day before Thanksgiving currently for next year, that is a professional day. So right now on the 2021, that would be a non-school day for students and staff. So there are a few differences.
Martin Luther King Day would be one as well.
Yeah, that is a
currently Martin Luther
professional
King
day.
Day is a professional day, and the proposal has it as a non-school day for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The end date though, first week of June for next year?
Correct.
I hope we have calendars now where we can go for the next 10 years. That this is the way we like to do it, or, and maybe we don't need a survey or a committee every single year or every other year, but, you know, maybe every 5 or 6 years, and hopefully it doesn't take so much to put together a calendar, and this is what teachers like, and students like, and parents like, then we should be good to go for a while, hopefully. And thanks for surveying, and thanks to all the teachers and staff who responded to the survey, because
And the calendar committee, we always had a great conversation, but
Yeah.
it's clear that if they were speaking with the people in their buildings and that sort of thing, then we didn't get a full representation of everyone's, you know, voice and thoughts around the calendar.
Yep.
So one of the things we'll have to talk about moving forward is just how that calendar affects the school calendar, because sometimes that start of the school year kind of speeds things up, and then, you know, like with holiday breaks and stuff, that's a little hard to juggle sometimes. But we can tackle that as we go in the future.
Before you vote, I just wanted to say thank you to Jen. Jen did a significant amount of work throughout the whole process, and I very much appreciate everything you did, Jen. Thank you.
Can you remind me, with all of our snow days this year, I know we added a Friday back on, but at the end of this school year, right, we extended some high school days that were supposed to be half days for testing. What else did we do at the end of this school year?
The traditional exam days are now full days.
Yeah.
The high school administrative staff is working to develop a modified exam schedule.
Yep.
To work within those days. The March, I think it was 2nd, was a professional day, was now a student day.
But we did not add another day at the end of the year.
No, we did not. We have professional days as far as work that we're going to be doing as with the teaching staff, but not for students.
Question I had, because when Wascom had to add some days, they had to have board action to add that day. I noticed our motion tonight is, we say the start date is this and the end date is that. So when we added a day, it didn't matter because we're approving the start and the end. So in this calendar, if our motion is to have it be the end of, you know, June 4th, if we do have to add the 7th, 8th, 9th, because of snow, we will have to have board action to do that. Not a big deal, but just a question that came up this year on why we didn't have board action when we added that March date, for
Yeah,
instance. So,
and that was the piece that we worked, you know, around of looking at what is a student day when the teachers were already coming on that Monday. So whether it was more of a work day or a professional day, that change wasn't much different.
One of the areas that we usually struggle in is with the high school, to make sure we have enough hours for the high school. And so for next year, we are looking to see if we can't have the day that we have ACT test. That's an important day in West Bend, like most of our neighbors do not have school for 9, 10, and 12 on that day. And as a result, we can't count that as a day of school. So that's not considered, even though our juniors are there, that's not considered a day of school for the high school on ACT day. And so what we would like to, for next year, and I think some of our neighbors are doing it as well, is that we'll have that as a technology day. We know that well in advance. We can get the word out, this is what we're gonna do on the day of the ACT. And so we'll be able to count that as a school day for next year for the high school, where this year it was not. That's a lot easier than doing it at the spur of the moment on a snow day, because we're not one-to-one, we don't have all the technology available, and it's hard for us to, at the last minute, have a technology day if we haven't planned for it, but there's no reason why we can't plan for that day for our ACT day.
There could be some other options too, as far as like freshman counseling, you know, academic career planning meetings and that sort of thing, so.
great.
Any other questions on this calendar?
We do need a motion on this.
Okay, I'll.
I was waiting for you to do it.
I knew you all were. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. All right, since I'm the one who made all the stink, I move to approve the start and end dates for the 2020-21 school year to be September 1 of 2020 and June 4th of 2021, respectively.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions, discussion on the 2020-2021 school year calendar? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion carries.